I would slap the shit out of Kanye if I was his friend.
I told you what I am. A god.
Just so you know, that was out of a whipped cream can.
Welcome to the Goat Show, the show where we celebrate and debate all things great. I am joined by my co-hosts, Mr. Fresh Bueller next to me here, and Mr. Deezy Ellis down below. Gentlemen, how are you doing on this fine Thursday? Are you looking forward to the weekend?
Absolutely. I'm going away this weekend, going up north. So, yes, I'm gonna be getting away from all these degens. Although I'm lying, I'm sure I got to work up there too. But you know, it'll be nice to work in a healthier environment, breathe healthier air.
Where exactly north are you going, Fresh? Are you going?
Oh hell no! Oh hell nah! That's hell
I
nah!
don't mean okay. I don't mean
Hell
GPS
nah!
coordinates. All right, I just
Well,
mean
that's the only way to whatever. Listen, I'm in Toronto.
Mhm.
I'm going north of the city.
Gotcha.
That's what you get. If you come in to look for me, you got to look everywhere north of the city.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll leave it at that then. And DC, how are you doing, man? Are you feeling all right this Thursday?
Yeah, man, I kicked the cold. I probably caught whatever you caught, but I'm battling a little congestion, a little sinuses, pressure in behind my eyeballs, and other than that, I'm doing all right. My wife is off. It was her birthday yesterday, so been celebrating her, and it's been a good week. She's got a couple more days, but then back to the grind. So,
Okay, great. Yeah, I feel you, man. On the on being sick. I've been for anybody who didn't see our last episode, I've been traveling a bunch these last 2 weeks. Went to NYC. I had a fantastic time. My favorite part of NYC was the Met, and we went all over that museum and got a lot of great pictures. And I have nothing but great things to say about NYC. I know that in the news, it seems like NYC is a lawless land where migrants and dangerous people are just patrolling the streets and attacking New Yorkers. But I did not have that experience. I had a great time. So NYC was great. Then I flew up to Toronto, not Toronto, Toronto, and I met with for the first
I
time.
love that you say it right, bro. For like when you because you say it like that, it makes me feel like you're actually not in a whole other country.
Yeah, that's one of the big faux pas up there, right? If you say with the accented T. So, but yeah, went up and visited Fresh, and we hung out, and that was the first time I think you and I have ever met in person. So it's kind of crazy the world that we live in, where you can literally hang out and do business and have a company and have all kinds of projects with somebody that you've actually never met in real life. So it was great to meet you, man. And we had delicious food. What was that place that we went to? Worst? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst is bratwurst. The food was great though. It was not the worst. It was the best. But it had brat. Had to throw the dad joke in there. But that place is great. It's in Toronto. If you're watching Worst, want to sponsor us, hey, we're happy to have you. Just say that. But had some delicious sausages there. Don't get the wrong idea. But otherwise, it was great, and me and Fresh hung out, and we did a show, but it was our first time doing a live show, so I'm not sure what'll happen with that. But
Well, you
it
know
was
what?
an experiment.
I actually came up with what's going to happen
Oh,
with
okay,
that
cool.
right now.
Okay.
We'll cut some stuff out of it and maybe do a drip drop with it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So
okay.
it'll be special for our drip followers.
Yep. If anybody does not know what Drip is, look up Drip, DRIP .haus, HAUS, a new social platform where artists can drop digital collectibles to their fans, and you can collect them. I won't go into all the details about it, but I will say that it's something worth investigating, and we are all excited about it. We think it's the next big thing, the next hot thing, and we're on it. And we plan to do more drip drops in the future. So definitely check that out. If you go to our link tree on any of our socials, you can see the link there. You can click it and you can check out what we're doing. We dropped a drip goat, I think about 2-3 weeks ago, and we're excited to do another drop. And we have a few people that it's going to look like it's going to be collabs that we're going to do with some other drip artists and people that we know personally. So looking forward to that. But yeah, so it was great to see you fresh in Toronto. And then I spent a week after that in Las Vegas. And my trip to Las Vegas was, if anybody's familiar with the gentleman named Michael Sartain, he has a program that really centers around, it's a lot of things. Part of it is personal development. Part of it is dating and meeting beautiful people. But that wasn't really why I went. My goal for going was to learn how to network and also how to put on events, because that may be something that we want to do down the road in the future for the Goat Show and for some of the other projects that we're a part of. So I was there for about a week. It was intense. The moment I landed, I had a cough because I pulled an all-nighter taking a red eye, which I will never, ever, ever do again. I don't care how much more I have to pay to fly at a reasonable hour. I will never do that again because I definitely did not sleep. And by the time I landed in Vegas, I already had a little bit of this cough going on. And then I had this intense week with this program, and I was sick the whole time and coughing and hacking, trying to hide it from everybody. And then at some point I was like, I'm sorry, everybody, I'm sick, but I paid a nice sum to come to this whole program. So there's no way I'm going to fucking duck out and just hide in the hotel room and, treat myself.
He's a super spreader, ladies and gentlemen. He's a super spreader.
Proud
somehow,
super spreader.
Somehow I got it from the distance. He planted the seed and then ended up here.
That was a weed cough, everybody. Like, if you see me cover my mouth, it's because I'm smoking blunts. I don't have the vid. Although I do think he caught it here. But
yeah, because everybody there is vaccinated.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not. But one of us might be built like a bitch.
Oh.
No, I'm just teasing. But
well, I better drink. I'm gonna drink my super juice here.
I think that I've done what I told you to do every day, because I wake up feeling like, ugh, right?
Okay.
And then I take an Advil and then I leave. Boom. Fresh.
But they tell me to take Tylenol. So which is the goated pain reliever?
They're paid by Big T. They're paid by Big Tylenol.
What is a pain relief for? That's the question, right? Is it stomach? Do you have a headache? Or is your throat hurting?
So my understanding with Tylenol is that if you have brain pressure, if you got like skull pressure and you got mucus and all that kind of headache pain, then you're going to take that Tylenol. But if you have body aches, that's when you're going to take the Advil and the Aleve. But my biggest problem is I have a sore throat. And you guys are making me talk for 2 hours. And I got this sore throat. And by the end of this show, I'm going to be like.
But you should have seen ZiLLY's face when I was like, no, you need to make it fucking work. So we're doing a show Thursday. I don't give a fuck. He's like,
he did say that. I will provide testimony to the fact that he said, we can't fucking do that, ZiLLY. We already don't have content. What the fuck, bro? And here we are. ZiLLY, suck it up.
You see,
suck it up, ZiLLY.
So I appreciate you, ZiLLY, for doing this.
I appreciate you. To be fair, when you have friends like these, they're going to push you to be more. They're going to push you to be better. And that's what friends are for, right? Your friends can't always just tell you what you want to hear. They can't always just tickle your balls. You know what I'm saying? They can't always just, tweak your nipple. All right. They got to give you some tough love now and again. And no matter how goated you are, you really should surround yourself with people that are going to tell you the truth and they're going to push you to be better and to get your shit together. And that's what these guys are on the show. But unfortunately, fellas, based on some recent news that hit the internet, that hit Twitter to be exact, not all goats have the right people around them at all times. And that's going to be the major topic for today on the show. We'll get into that in a second. But before we do, I would just like to remind everybody, if you're enjoying this program, like, subscribe, give us some comments, share with your friends, do all the things. Because here at the Goat Show, we got big dreams, baby. We got places we want to go, and we want to take you with us. So go on, do those things. All right. And if you're going to comment, make it funny, make it humorous, make it creative. I agree with Fresh. We don't have to have positive comments all the time. You may disagree with a lot of what we're saying today. You might think that we're totally off base, and that's cool. Just tell us in a fun, creative, cool way, and I promise you, we'll give you that little G on your comment. So there you go. But back to the topic at hand. So what I'm referring to with people who do not, especially goats that do not necessarily have the right people around them, is a little something from Milo Yiannopoulos. So for anybody who doesn't know who Milo Yiannopoulos is, most recently he was Kanye West, Ye's chief of staff for Yeezy, I believe. So he was the main dude that was going in, making sure, I think as an operator, basically, making sure the trains were moving on time, going through and figuring out where there can be more efficiencies made, because it seemed like, according to him, that the entire organization was just in disrepair, that there was profligate spending, and there were a lot of hangers on that were taking a paycheck and not really contributing much, according to him. I can't remember exactly when, but I think it was in May, right? In May, he was let go from Yeezy. The main reason, or he wasn't let go, to be fair. He actually resigned from Yeezy, and the reason he resigned from Yeezy is because Milo is at least as he is currently, is very much a Christian man.
No.
Oh, no.
He is a gay Catholic man.
Well, he would say he is not gay.
Okay,
That's
well,
one of
whatever.
the
That's cool. But he's
Sure.
Catholic. He's not
Yes.
Christian.
Okay, so he's Catholic, and one of the things that he cannot abide by is pornography, as it stands now. And Ye wanted to create a pornography website of some kind. He announced it publicly. Milo resigned as a result, because that's one of his boundaries, and he could not abide by that. So it was not that Milo was fired, although if we get into the details of this whole thing, we'll start to see that Milo believes that there are people that are taking advantage of Ye, and as a result of that, they were pushing Ye to put him in a position where he had to resign. But just stepping back a little bit, long story short, Milo came out, I believe, yesterday, and released publicly an affidavit that he filed with the California Board of Dentistry, I believe. I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but whatever board handles any dental licenses in California. He filed paperwork that basically says, hey, there's this guy, his name is Thomas Connelly, and he is illegally providing Ye with nitrous oxide, and has basically taken control of Ye by getting him hooked on nitrous oxide. And as a result of this behavior, Ye is having difficulty. One, his life's in danger because he's addicted to this drug, and it's a dangerous drug. And two, that it's making him incapacitated. Basically, it's affecting his judgment within the company, which makes it difficult for him to release music, and makes it difficult for him to release clothing, which are the two main things that he does under the Yeezy imprint, I believe. So he's saying not only that, but then he's also kind of going back to the history of his time at Yeezy, and he's saying that there's a lot of people around Ye who are taking paychecks, who are getting paid exorbitant sums, and were basically parasites, basically feeding off of the fatted calf, so to speak, in that organization. And I think what makes it so compelling is that he does not simply just get on Twitter and say whatever he's going to say. He has filed an actual document, and he has receipts accompanying it, including text messages and other things. And there are videos. At least there's one video that's surfaced, where I believe Ye is talking to Ryan Garcia, the UFC fighter, and he's on the nitrous, saying he's on the nitrous. So very serious. I don't think. I mean, I guess you could say allegations, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest that this is
Well,
what's
I mean,
going on?
it's not allegations when there's like actual, like, listen, receipts it has been used as a very vague term for anything that proves something, but I'm talking about physical receipts of purchases of bottles of nitrous, right? It's not like,
I have the affidavit and I was reading through it. And this part right here is a good one to share if you want to pull it up and share that, or
Sure,
go
you
sure.
ahead.
want me to read
Go
it.
ahead, yeah. Well, yeah, actually, just go ahead and read it, and then we can.
Thomas Connelly was a dentist licensed in California with the number 101206 and maintains an office at 450 North Roxbury Drive, Beverly Hills, CA, and resides at least some of the time at 838 West Kings Road, West Hollywood. This affidavit pertains to the actions which include the unlawful supply of enormous quantities of nitrous gas to a wealthy, famous patient for explicitly recreational use, the physical transportation of 4 surgical-sized canisters by Connelly himself into the patient's home on just one afternoon. Jeez. Charging more than $50,000 per month for this service. Continuing to supply the gas long after the emergence of distressing symptoms that led to widespread comment and concern. Instruction to the patient in the operation of nitrous gas canisters left by Connelly at the patient's home. Man, it just goes on, dude. Like, this guy was, you know, that's crazy, dude. That's so much nitrous.
Listen, this Tom Connolly guy, this is the goof of the week, right? Like, this might be the goof of the century, this guy, because he really potentially caused like permanent damage, like permanent brain damage to arguably a savant, right?
Right.
Like somebody who's arguably like the greatest of a generation.
Yeah, I don't even understand. Okay, so this is a good question. So there's so many questions here, and so many layers, and so many lessons to learn. I think from this whole situation, it feels gossipy, but honestly, I look at this and a couple of things come to mind. The first thing that comes to mind is what you're saying, Fresh. Why would you just philosophically, principally, if you know someone is special, you know they have something in them that is one of a kind, unique, something that the whole world recognizes as being extraordinary. What kind of person does it take to want to literally poison that person, poison their mind with gas and destroy it? What kind of person does that? To me, it's the most despicable thing I can probably think of that you could do to anybody.
I think that if there is any damage at all to his brain,
Mm,
permanent, that Tom Connolly should spend the rest of his life in jail for murder of Kanye West,
yeah.
because then the world no longer has the genius, the savant, the whatever you want to call, the wonderkind, whatever the fuck you want to call him, that was Kanye West, if there is permanent damage done.
So just to
And
play
listen, we can have the argument of whether or not he is a savant or he is a genius or whatever, but how many other people have made billions from both fashion and music, right? So
right. Well, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate. Sorry, excuse me. Just to play a little bit of devil's advocate. On some level, some might argue that hey, Kanye is his own man, and Kanye is known to be an extremely independent individual that makes his mind up and goes his own way and is a trailblazer. So on some level, if Kanye is hooked on nitrous, if this is all true, and I mean, how much responsibility? I personally feel morally that uh, Thomas Connolly has done something really awful here. If everything that is being said is true, but in terms of the legally, I guess if Kanye has a role in this, correct? I mean, that's his decision to want to take it.
like a business, like we as an autonomous being are like a business, right?
Right.
And the buck stops with me. You can give me access to everything you want, right? Like, I mean, listen, I'm a good example of this. I used to take drugs for recreation. Used to take opiates. I got hooked on opiates because of a stupid doctor, right? But I never to this day have lost access to them, right?
Right.
Access doesn't mean you have to do it. However, when somebody is being predatory towards you and they are giving you access to this in a way, like, it's not, hey, if you come to my office, you get this thing. He's telling you, rent me a apartment in your
Right.
building so that I can administer nitrous to you a little more safely because I want you to live a little longer so that I can drain you for money. I'll do it for $2.4 million a year or $200,000 a month.
Yeah, and he said he better keep an eye on him. You know, that's kind of that was his reasoning, whatever the fuck that means.
So just to be clear, the accusation also again is that this Thomas Connelly character, this dentist, quote unquote, whatever he is, wants Kanye to rent him an apartment and pay him and basically be his personal drug administrator, which is, I mean, that is wild. That's like
For $200,000 a month, because this drug is so hard to get and so fucking dangerous that if you don't have a doctor on hand, chances are you're going to die. Because you can't just take nitrous. You've got to
right.
make sure that you're supplementing with oxygen at certain points, and you know what I mean? There's a thing to it where this is why doing whippets and stuff out of cans is crazy. Because you again, you need a doctor.
I may or may not have done a couple of those in my time.
You psychopath. But listen, hey,
It was,
I'm
hey, bro,
nobody
I
to
was a
judge about what people have done and put in their body. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I do think that if you have a way to help somebody like that, you should. I dare I say it's your duty.
I do want to clarify. Hold on,
Okay,
just so you know, that was out of a whipped cream can, not like these crazy motherfuckers.
I don't. I
Not
mean,
like
I
it
will
was
keep my
many,
mouth
many
shut.
years ago. All right, it's fine.
Hey,
Early 20s, fucking around.
your boy
Serving
Deezy,
coffee, bro.
your boy Deezy
These
has a
young
history, man.
kids.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're saying, Fresh, because that's a big question in my mind. Is when are you responsible? And this is a zoom out question, right? When are you responsible for the actions that someone else takes? At what point do you go, okay, either as a in two cases, either as a friend. So, for instance, Fresh, let's say you got hooked on nitrous oxide. I would feel, and I would feel in some level that I should intervene as a friend. But then, just to be real, we're on the show together. We do a lot of different business things together. There is a part of me that is going to feel a need to be able to say, "Hey, listen, bro, we're working on some important things here. What's going on with you?" Right? But I guess my real question is, at what point should you intervene? At what point is it your business to hop in?
For example, where Milo is intervening because he knows how and he knows where to apply these skills and where to apply the pressure in order to possibly get some results, right? Like, you have to understand that through all this, yeah, through all of this though, he's gonna possibly get Kanye to hate him, which I'm not sure if he does or not, right? But Kanye could likely hate him. He is putting his reputation and his name on the line by leaking or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Like, people have been doxxed in this affidavit, right? It is public info because it's an affidavit, and so this is why he's done this read, right? But it's again, he understands where and how to apply pressure to help his friend, right? Because this is not a business move for him, right?
Right.
It may have been a business move, although I don't believe it, when he helped Kanye fix Yeezy. But I don't think it's a business move now, because what business does it give him? Right? It just, to me, he's helping his friend. However, like in that affidavit, he mentions people like Ty Dolla $ign and stuff, right? Like, we don't know if they've ever asked Kanye, hey, do you have a problem? Hey, bro, maybe you should stop. But like, that's kind of your limit as a friend. That's all you can really do, right? Because we're all grown. But this scenario is different when we're talking about a doctor, and it's also now different when we're talking about a doctor trying to move into your condo, right? Like,
I
it's
hate to
not.
laugh, but it's
I know.
it's not funny.
Well, because it's absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't do anything but laugh. It's absurd.
Yeah,
But
it's heartbreaking.
I think that's where this person becomes responsible. The same way I believe Michael Jackson's doctor or dentist, is responsible. The same way I believe Elvis's dentist is responsible. I believe that even though Kanye West is alive and breathing, they have virtually, if everything is true and there is irreversible damage, they've killed Kanye.
I hope not, because that'd be super sad. Deezy, have you ever dealt with this sort of thing? I haven't really dealt with having to intervene in a friend's life. I've had friends who have passed away, unfortunately, from drug use. But
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, when I was younger, I moved out pretty young. I was like 16, 17. I graduated a year early, so I got out of my mom's house early with a bunch of roommates. And there was one of my friends. He didn't, he wasn't a roommate, but he struggled with opioid problems. And, I made him come sleep on the couch, and we took a bunch of mushrooms and LSD and smoked a lot of weed and talked about it. And, I've definitely done my part in trying to help people get away from the very harmful, dangerous poisons to your body,
Yeah.
But when do you intervene? I mean, like, if someone's doing that shit around me, I'm intervening right then,
Damn.
like,
Okay.
Yeah, like if I
like
see
you're not gonna
you,
you're
if
not
I
smoking
see you
crack
do it,
next to me. What the fuck are you doing?
you're not
You're
even
gonna go.
popping pills next to me, G.
Yeah,
You're
let me
not even
smoke
popping
crack
pills.
next to you, man. If I need it, dang
Nah,
it,
dude.
No, you can't. No, you
No,
I
can't
need
need it.
it.
you're not gonna
If you
sneak into my fucking bathroom to go snort cocaine, okay?
no,
Like, no,
no,
that's too
bro.
much, dude. You chill out for a second, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
You
If
know,
you need to detox, whatever it is, I got you. You could stay on my couch, sweat it out. We'll figure it out, right?
Right.
But you're not fucking smoking crack here.
Well, okay.
You pull the
So let
pipe
me
out,
ask
I'm
you
knocking
this.
you the fuck out.
Well, let me ask you guys
if
this.
I catch little folded up foils in my bathroom trash
You're
can
done.
with
You're cooked.
with black marks on them, and be
You're
like,
cooked.
what is the
You're
smell?
as
First of
cooked
all,
as that heroin or fentanyl that was in there, bro.
right? Get
Or
out of
oxy.
here, dude. Stop.
Well,
Just
let me
no.
flip it on you guys a little bit, because there's the friend aspect, right? Close friend. I agree. If I see a close friend that I really care about, even acquaintance that I think is a good person that may be going down the wrong path, or someone who's talented or something like that, yeah, I'll say something. Uh, I don't know to what degree. I think it depends how close I am, to what degree I will really get really get into something. I think if I don't know the person well enough, I would talk to someone that they know, that they're close to, and say, "Hey, I'm noticing this problem." Just because I don't know, I guess that would be my question: is if I notice the problem, depending on how much I know the person, how much I intervene, I'm not sure what that would be exactly. I think if it's an acquaintance, I'm talking to someone that they know, that they love. that loves them and letting them know, hey, I'm noticing this problem and you should talk to this person. If it's someone I know personally, then I will do it. But I also question in this scenario, there's a lot of people around Ye who Milo talks about that are sort of hangers on, that they're getting the big paycheck. Kanye's being easy with the money, and a lot of them are not saying anything.
Those people are humans, and they have the same fucking rules, and they're gonna meet their maker, whoever that fucking may be, at the end of the day, right? So
Right.
they should also be telling him, but they're not, because they're goofy and they're making money and they're being fucking predatory, right? So they're literally leading him to it rather than stopping him. But again, they're humans. They live by this. They have the same rules, right? They should be
Right.
doing it.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I can understand the challenges of that though. And not in the sense of like, I want a paycheck. I think for some people, when you're being in Yeezy, right? Being around Kanye, there's a status to that because Kanye is considered the grand creative. And if you're in the Yeezy organization, that's like saying you're an Apple. If he's got you there, you're someone special in that organization. And I feel like I can understand on some level, not that it's right, but I can understand some level that people who are there, they don't want Yeezy to fall apart. They don't want the I don't know. They believe in the mission. They may really believe in the mission of what Kanye wants to create, but
There's a little bit of a difference between smoking weed in the studio, maybe even doing some lines if you know there's not fentanyl or something in it, like, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
although, listen, I don't really want it around me. If I'm being honest, like, you're not doing drugs around me. But
Right.
if you're a creative, you're in the studio, you're doing mushrooms, you're doing LSD, you're smoking weed, you're whatever, bro, you're tripping out. Cool, right?
Mhm.
But like, if you're doing nitrous, I'm gonna fucking punch you in your face, bro. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're grown ass men. If we're in the
Mm.
same space and you pull out a fucking can of nitrous to fucking suck on, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you, and I'm gonna punch you hard in your face. Like, you're gonna remember that every time you go to do it again. You're like, fuck, where's fresh, bro?
It's a disease going around, bro. Like people are it's a virus, dude. Like I've been seeing more and more videos of people just fucking huffing the big ass nitrous cans and
They're
stuff.
making
Like
flavored nitrous and all kinds of crazy shit.
that's insane, bro. Come on, just fucking smoke a cigarette, bro. Like chill out. Do something regular.
Right. What the fuck just happened? Like, where did we go? Because I don't like it here. Like, can we go back a little bit?
Do that Crado, bro. Oh, is that what it's called? Credo, whatever that is.
Kratom?
Kratom,
Kratom,
Kratom, that's what it is. You've heard
yo,
Kratom?
kratom. I've done kratom before. That stuff get you slumped out, dude. It makes you feel weird as hell.
That shit's like really weird plant based opiates with like a little bit of Xanax and like caffeine and fuck, like, I don't know.
So if we're in Team Yay, we got to get them off the nitrous and on the Kratom, is what you're saying.
I mean, I don't know if Nah, I don't know how nitrous is like compared to opiate addiction in the brain.
I don't think the problem is like an actual physical addiction to nitrous, where like opiates, there's a physical addiction, right?
Mm.
It's just like got to be what a dopamine dump or something when you hit the nitrous or something happens. I'm gonna find out right now.
Yeah, but I think he just likes it, bro. I think it's more of a mental addiction. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And then the problem is not like, I don't have a problem with people doing pretty much anything in moderation, right? As long as you're not
Mhm.
killing yourself, you know, you're not dying out here, we're good. But
Right.
like, doing nitrous is a completely different beast. We're not talking about doing drugs. We're
It's
talking
straight
about
to your
starving
brain.
your brain. Yeah, we're talking about starving your brain of oxygen
Right.
and instead feeding it nitrogen or nitrous. Sorry.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's similar in nature to ketamine.
Okay, but what are the addictive properties of nitrous?
Yeah, is it addictive? Or is it just you do it in the moment and that's it? And then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah,
something
because
that
what
Deezy.
can your body need nitrous oxide?
Right. Yeah, that sounds a little weird to me.
It is commonly administered in a 50-50 mixture with oxygen, like you said
See,
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, let's find out a little bit more about that. But I want to bring it back a little bit to what you're talking about, what we were talking about before, which is that so when you're dealing with goats, when you're dealing with people who are great, people their whole, let's say career at least, but maybe their whole lives have been told that they're special, they're one of a kind, they're geniuses, there's nobody like them, all that kind of messaging. And you've proven it with millions of album sales, millions of clothing sales, being featured on all kinds of blogs and magazine covers and da 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 for 20 freaking years. How do you tell someone like that, a goat, no?
exactly like Milo's doing, bro, and
Mm,
probably exactly like he did. Well, exactly like he did when he left. When Kanye said he's gonna start doing porn, Milo said, "Nope,
right.
you do porn, I'm out."
Yeah.
Right? You just say no, bro.
He just separated himself. He didn't say you can't do it. He knows he can't tell Ye no, but he can say I'm not going to be a part of it. You know.
And that's what the doctor takes a fucking oath to do, right? Is
Mm,
not hook up a nitrous oxide hook up in your fucking house so you could
yeah.
fuck up your whole dome.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, if you, I don't know if you've seen the pictures. Have you have you seen the pictures of these doctors or this doctor? You,
Is no. Was it the guy in the fitness magazine?
it looks like yeah, he's a,
I did see the fitness. I did see the fitness magazine pictures that were in the affidavit.
right, right.
I
I'm
think that
like,
was
okay,
him.
this
Yeah.
guy's a dentist. I mean, nothing against dentists being physically fit and looking bad as fuck, I guess, but it's just sort
I
of
mean,
I don't know. I don't know. But
you ever see
I
Ned
guess
Flanders with his shirt off?
Oh, I think I found the image you're talking about. Hold on.
So yeah, fucking this guy's Buff Bagwell out here trying to and sends these pictures to like yeah, look at him. Say around the office, but like listen,
I,
nah, like he sent
I don't
he
know, bro.
also sent full on like bodybuilder magazine covers and
Bro,
shit.
Right.
I don't trust anybody. Why is he look I hate how his suit fits him, dude.
Yeah.
That shit looks AI as fuck.
He looks like he would sell you some sketchy drugs or something, dude.
Are we being
He
discriminatory?
did.
Must a dentist be just a normal, friendly Joe dentist? Why can't a
No,
dentist be ripped
absolutely
out,
not. Listen, my
steroided out?
my dentist before my current dentist was from Haiti, and he was a
Okay.
G. He was a G. I drank fucking tequila at his house. He was a good guy. You know what I mean? But he was a G.
Mm.
Dare I say, like, listen, there were some people around him. I think he was a gangster, like an
A
actual
legit
gangster,
G.
like a Haitian gangster. You know what I mean?
Bro,
And he's
So but he didn't look like a fucking goofy trying to squeeze into his little brother's church suit. That's fucking crazy. He's absolutely he looks like he wants to be a 2-year-old boy, but he's got the arms of Buff Bagwell.
yo,
Prick.
all right.
he looks
Oh
like
shit.
he looks like a ripped Hunter Biden.
Holy moly, dude.
Like, who
He
is
looks like
this guy, bro?
Hunter Biden in the face, does he not? A little
He
bit.
does kind of, bro.
He's
Yo,
got a little HB.
yeah, but yo, honestly, this is what I mean. Like, that guy's a fucking predator, bro.
He's definitely on steroids. There's no doubt about that.
And listen, I'm not saying predator in the minor sense, right? Like I'm
Right,
saying
right.
like he's a fucking predatory human being, bro. He's fucking
Financially,
preying on yeah, he's financially and mentally and emotionally playing on Kanye West, right?
I mean, it just again, just to play devil's advocate, he may again, he's facilitating these things. So I'm not denying that at all, and I think it's wrong morally. But at the same time, I'm not going to pretend that Kanye isn't Kanye's Kanye. So he has a responsibility for the decisions he makes, who he surrounds himself with, and that type of thing. But at the same time, sure, Kanye is an artist of the highest order, and I think artists of the highest order are some of the most. I mean, Kanye's own quote: "Name one genius who ain't crazy." Right, and one of
I
his
would
most famous
slap the
quotes.
shit out of Kanye if I was his friend. I would
Mm.
slap the shit out of him. I'd grab him, I'd put him in a headlock, and I'd give him a fucking noogie. And I tell him, we're getting the fuck out of here, Goofy. And you're not fucking taking no more nitrous oxide.
Mm.
Try to fucking grab a tank and I'm breaking your hands. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Are you crazy? Like, get some real homies around you for real. I don't know what kind of shit that is. Like, for real. Listen, if you started taking nitrous oxide and I found out, I would come there and I would tell you, listen, you have two choices. You can give it up and you can leave right now and come with me, or I can fuck you up and then you can give it up and you're gonna leave and come with me. There's only two choices. I don't
What
care.
if? But okay, let me throw this at you guys. One last thing about this whole issue, and then I do want to comment on Milo. What if? Because I think about this a lot. Does art require chaos? Does could you say that Kanye creates chaos around him? Because this isn't the first time we're talking about Kanye. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the last 20 years since this guy's been on the scene, there's been wild shit, and we'll get into all that. But there's been something wild going on every time, and maybe that's one of the things. Maybe he believes that. I don't know. I don't know Kanye, although hey, if you ever want to come on the show, Kanye, we'd have you. I'm just saying that I could see someone like him going, I need chaos around me so that I can be inspired to create this art. That if things are too chill, if things are too nice, I'll get too lazy or I won't. I don't know. What do you think about that whole idea that art requires chaos and creativity requires chaos?
I can kind of get on board, but like chaos is a messy room. Chaos is a fucking brutalist compound where he goes to record his music and live like he's in a prison cell. Like, that's chaos. Taking nitrous oxide is not chaos. You're killing your brain. Like, it's not the same. It's not even going on a 90-day Oxycontin binge and then being a celebrity and going to rehab and just fixing your life, right? Like, it's absolutely frying your shit, bro. Like, it's like sitting in the electric chair and just turning it on 1% and just going in your fucking brain, bro. But you don't shake. You're just fucking your shit up.
But the latest single is called Fried. They just put out.
This
It's
guy's
called Fried.
fried as fuck.
It's called Fried. So I mean,
Yeah,
again, I don't
see, and
know.
is that good? Is that good? Because
No,
because like my honest opinion, Kanye West hasn't been making as good of music as he used to make,
damn,
right?
damn, shots fired.
I agree with the thread that Milo put out
Yep.
where he
Well,
says the reason that Kanye hasn't been able to put out new good music and fashion
mhm.
right now, although there are numerous reasons, right now is this Tom Connelly goof of the week motherfucker, goof of the century.
He's a goof. Don't like him.
Fucking
Century, bro.
loser.
Don't like him. But
So I got some more information. It says that it causes a psychological addiction just because of the feeling that it gives you. So that's what the addiction is. Just
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just a mental addiction.
it has been shown to affect the opioid receptors in the brain. So it's very interesting because we're talking about opioids too. And,
so if he decides to get off of it, he could still have the receptors demanding something, and that could lead to possible other addictions. Is that what you're saying?
it just acts on those receptors. I don't know exact
Okay.
mechanism for how things happen, but
I mean, if that's how you're stimulating them, then your brain might start making you sick if you don't stimulate them. But
Right.
I don't know. at what level that's happening, because like there is a threshold, right? Like people who take 3 Percocets a day the way their doctor tells them, even if they take them for 60 years, if they stop, they're not going to start fucking throwing up and shitting and having to go on methadone and stuff, you know?
Right.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I would counter. I would take a counter argument to that.
That, my friend, is mental. And you won't convince me otherwise, because 3 a day, like, first of all, nobody's just going to stop them. I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm not eating them no more. And if you did, I bet you're good. Because again, from experience, I was good from, and it's not, and like 3 is whatever. The dose was a lot higher than 3. But I'm just saying, before you get sick when you don't have them.
I mean, I was playing on your if they took them every day for 60 years, you know, you're definitely super addicted.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, half your blood is likely uh oxys, so, or Percocet, whatever.
So I kind of want to put a period on this whole thing. I think the first thing I just want to ask you guys, which I think we've kind of answered, but I just want to see what you really think is: do you feel like Milo did the right thing? Is he doing the right thing? Do you, and in any way, do you feel like he's chasing clout over this thing?
So, to answer your first question, he is absolutely doing the right thing. And this is what I think a friend should do if they have the means to do it, right? I think that he is going over and above as a friend, but I think he is being a great friend. I think it really doesn't uh what does it serve to benefit him? Show me. He is putting his shit on the line.
Some people say that Milo has been, which is fair to say in a certain regard, that he's always had a flair for the dramatic, shall we say, during his career back in 2016 when he was sort of the darling of the new right. He's always had this flair for the
But
dramatic and making controversies and things like that. But I agree with you though. I don't feel like this is
not a
the case.
controversy. This is a travesty.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's not
don't.
something you wrap yourself up into just to you know what I mean? And what was your second question?
Well, the clout chasing idea. So
Oh, I don't think he's doing this to chase clout at all.
yeah,
I think that is, again, this is what a friend would do, regardless of quitting, regardless of whatever. Because in my opinion, if the affidavit and what is sworn in that is true, where he came in and he basically cleaned up the company because these people were leeching off of Kanye,
yeah,
then I think that from day one, the minute he was chief of staff, he cleaned that bitch up.
yeah,
He cut the grass, he killed the snakes, and he took care of Kanye, right?
yeah.
And saved him all kinds of money for the first time in history. Yeezy didn't have one person that made more than $1 million a year.
Hmm.
You know, nobody had $1
That's
million
a
a year salary.
Yeah, that's crazy. That there are people. There's one guy. I don't know his name. I forget his name, but Milo, and that's one of the parts of the affidavit that's
Oh, the producer guy that he couldn't even recognize his own music, or his own music that he worked on. They're like, he has credits on everything, making all this money, but he doesn't even know which songs he worked on and which ones he didn't.
from my understanding, he basically was saying, "Hey, pay me $1 million for the work I did," and all Milo asked him to do was like, "Okay, give me a list of the stuff you worked on. Like, what songs you work on and what did you do?" And he's failed to produce that in any way whatsoever, and didn't even show up.
They played the
Yeah,
songs and he couldn't even recognize them. So again, goofy motherfucker, whoever that fucking guy is. But they fired him, right? Well, Milo fired him, chief of staff. Get
right,
the fuck out of here, right? And
right,
this is what
right.
I mean. I think that he was the one person around Kanye that cared about Kanye and like I think saw him as a friend
Hmm.
and his boss, right?
Right.
So now that he's not his boss, he's not going to stop being his friend and be like, nah, it's all right. Just let him fucking rot.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for, because he's risking future potential job opportunities in that position, because just being silent and privacy and discretion is a huge part of being involved in these organizations, especially if you're the chief operating officer. So for him to come out and do this in many ways jeopardizes somebody maybe hiring him in the future, because they may be a person who's like, look, I got problems. I'm not going to hire someone like Milo who's going to go, quote unquote, air these things out in public. Right. So it's at risk to
Absolutely.
his own. I mean, unless somebody wants to accuse him of trying to, of him, I don't think his days as a commentator on politics, I think that's gone for him. I don't think he wants to do that anymore. It doesn't seem like he does. And he's getting paid. I mean, he got, say what you will, but $720K a year to do what he was doing at Yeezy when he saved them, I think it was like 30 something million dollars. That's lucrative, and you don't have to be in the limelight or anything. So I know my personal opinion. I don't know what you feel about it, Deezy, but my personal opinion is that he's doing the right thing here. And I think he's genuine, and I don't feel like he's trying to chase clout by doing this. I think it actually does more damage to him than it does help him in some way. But what do you think, DZ? Just to put the final period on sense.
He was made aware of a lot of wrongdoing from this guy, you know. So besides the fact that he's really good friends with Kanye, he's found information on a criminal. Like, this guy is selling fake jewelry to all these artists. Like, he's giving them diamonds, and those diamonds are supposed to be natural, but he's using fake lab grown diamonds and like ripping people off. Like,
bro, the diamonds in Yachty's mouth are like $1.6 million or something, and if they're fake,
well, one thing about the Yachty thing, and Milo did come out and say Yachty provided his own diamonds, so Yachty did not get fake diamonds, and that's according to Milo. So
that's
smart, Yachty's
fire.
smart. Yeah. He brought his own diamonds and had them implanted. But even just implanting diamonds, I've never even heard of that. That's wild to me. That, but I mean, what's the logic behind it? I guess I don't know. I'd be terrified that somebody would come up and want to punch me in the face and rip my teeth out or something. You know, it might just be weird.
it's just a trend, bro. People just do the weirdest shit.
Well, you never seen Lil Uzi Vert? He put a fucking big ass stone in his forehead, bro.
Oh shit, he went vision with it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. Like, and it was a really expensive stone.
Wait, how do you implant it into this?
Well, what I think he did was, I think he got a piercing, and then there was like a thing that connected to the piercing or something.
You seen the girl? You never seen girls have that? They have like the little studs in their body in different places. I seen people have like shapes and stuff with diamonds,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a stud. It literally they put a hole in your body and they stick this thing in, and then it expands on the outside, so it like anchors in to your skin, and then you attach.
That's
That's
crazy.
what I don't know how else they would do it.
That's crazy, bro.
Damn, maybe I should get a goat right here, man. Just a big old goat head, like right in the middle of my
Nah, but
skull.
we need goat chains though. We need goat chains though.
We got to get them goat chains. On a total side note, well, we'll talk about it another day, but a lot of people wearing these goat chains out there, let's just say. Okay, well, listen, yay, if you're out there, homie. I know we don't know each other. I know we've never met. But, bro, come on. We got to figure out something other than Nitrous. Kratom. I say Kratom. You can use Kratom all day. It'll chill you out, relax you, right, Deezy, and doesn't have the same side effects, and it's a lot cheaper. And you can find it at any gas station. You don't have to get a special guy to come in and provide you and monitor you and all that stuff. I mean, do you really want to hang out with your dentist all day anyway?
Fuck
Do you
that
really want to
guy.
do that?
Listen, maybe if your dentist is cool, but that guy looks like a creep. Like, who wants to chill with a guy that stands like that? Even fuck that guy. However,
I don't know,
Bro, it's two sizes too small, bro.
yeah, exactly. And with that, wearing that extra medium shirt, it's fucking crazy. But I would like to toast to Milo. I think he's like the realest friend that Kanye has.
Indeed.
And I also think that he's the best narrator out, and I wish he would narrate some of my favorite audiobooks. So cheers
Cheers
to
to
you,
that.
Milo.
Cheers to you, Milo. Yeah, he read
Cheers.
the whole affidavit, and I was enraptured.
That shit was
That's talent,
fire.
Milo. You gotta be an Audible book reader.
You know it's fire because you can listen to it on 2 times speed and it still sounds good.
Yeah,
Because really shitty narrators sound like shit when you speed it up. It
right.
either robots or it sounds kind of like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Uh, Milo just sounded like he was reading it a little faster.
Milo, goated narrator. I kind of want Milo to narrate my life when I walk around. I like a little. Maybe I got to get an AI Milo. Put a little earpiece in, and when I walk around, it just narrates me
May I
and
lo.
whatever I do.
Imagine it was Kanye, just narrating your life.
Nah,
I'd be so
but
confused.
nah, bro. I can't. I couldn't hear him talk all the time because his mind is all over the place. So he'd start narrating your life and then he would talk about something else.
Well, we all know that Kanye likes to go on rants on occasion, which is something that I did want to talk to you guys about, which is, I know we're talking all about all this heavy stuff with Kanye. We're talking about this, whatever's going on with this thing. And to be honest, though, we're only talking about this because, at least I can speak for myself. I love the guy. I definitely, not just music, but there's so many things about him as a, I don't know, maybe persona is not the best word, but just the way that he carries himself. And I don't think I'm alone. I think there's a lot of people who look at Kanye and he inspires them just by the way that he, goes through the world. And so I want to kind of ask you guys, what are your favorite Kanye moments? What are some of the moments that makes you feel like this is the reason we care so much about him being in danger? What are those moments that kind of sealed the deal for you with him in terms of what he's, I don't know, it could be controversial moments, it could be things he said, it could be music. What is it? What's, let's say, one thing about Kanye, the one thing that made you go, okay, I'm with it. I'm with this guy.
My favorite moment is when Kanye West jumped on stage and snatched the mic from Taylor Swift and said, "I'm going to let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time." In my opinion, I think that day, Sir Kanye West leveled up Taylor Swift one time. And that's why she has the stadium reach that she has now, in my opinion.
Okay, so some people believe that moment was super rude. He did her wrong, but you feel that without that moment, Taylor would not be where she is today.
It was very rude. Absolutely. Ooh.
He's got a whole song about it, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people are rude all the time, though, right? Like, who cares? It is what it is. However, again, this sparked a core moment in history, right?
Okay.
Kanye West snatching the mic from Taylor Swift. It even sprung other things where Jay-Z took the mic from jumped in front of the mic when Kanye was talking and said, "Kanye, I'm gonna let you finish," but
Right.
just to get a laugh, because this was now like a history moment.
Right. What about you, Deezy? I see something you're pulling up that I think is one of my favorites as well.
Is it him and Kobe, bro?
No, it's the I think it's the when he's doing the interview with Zane Lowe and he goes, "I told you what I am. A god." Talking about Lady Gaga, like, what does she know about fucking Kodak?
The thing that I love about Kanye West is, like, generally, first of all, his music is unforgettable. Like, if you are in any kind of mood and you want to change it, you can find the right song to be in the mood that you want to be in. Like,
Right.
he can deliver good music all across the board. And when I see some of the old videos of him, like, rapping through the wire and shit, when I see stuff like that stuff makes me like, yeah, he's going to be doing this till he dies for sure. He wants to continue growing his legacy no matter what people say or do to him. But I think that song Through the Wire is probably one of my favorite songs, and so seeing the video behind the making of the song, and because I didn't get to see that when I first heard the song when I was younger, you know, I didn't really see all that.
Oh,
But
and in that video, when Jay puts the chain over his neck and he becomes signed to Rock, and he announced that Kanye signed, like, that is a core moment too. What else? Oh, you don't have the answer, Sway. That's another core moment.
And then admitting later that Sway did have the answers.
Yeah, Sway did in fact have the fucking answers, bro. I think Kanye is a GOAT, right? I just think that this is why I think this is such a travesty, is because he is like he is a great, and there's a lot of core moments.
I would say, in my personal opinion, what makes him a GOAT more than anything, and I think it's really relevant to the world we're living in right now. There's no one, I would argue there is no greater defender of free speech in the world at that level anywhere. Maybe even, I mean, this dude is willing to, and again, if you're out there, maybe you may be Jewish, you may see this as a bad thing, but the fact that he's willing to just put it out there, say, like, from George Bush doesn't like black people to, you know, whatever recent things, he's always willing to just say exactly what he thinks, and he just throws it out there. Yeah, he just says the thing, he throws it out there, and you know, fuck it. That's there's something about that attitude which I think is really an American attitude, a true American attitude that I respect and I love. That there's somebody out there who doesn't edit, who doesn't sit there and go, should I say this or should I be? And I say that as someone who is a politician. I always edit kind of the things I say all the time. To have somebody out there who's just like the collective id that just will just put it out there. I don't know. I think that he's a GOAT just for that, in whatever way that is, in my opinion, beyond the music. You know what I'm saying?
You got to say it how it is, man. I get it, dude. That's how I am.
Bro, just say it with your chest. Say it with your fucking chest, baby.
Do you suffer from foot in mouth syndrome often? Yeah, sometimes. Maybe. Do you care? No. You say some shit and you keep on
You have to care.
You just walking. Yeah, you have to care, I guess. But
right, my feet I stay 10 toes, baby. Whatever I fucking say, I mean it. And listen, I might not mean it in an hour, so don't come back at me and be like whatever. But I know what the fuck I said, and if I meant it, I'll say it again.
So you fully believe that just, hey, put it out there, say what you're gonna say. If you're a GOAT, you say it like it is, you tell it like it is, and then you just whatever comes, you just deal with it as it comes.
Abso-fucking-lutely. What do you mean?
Look, if you make your bed, you got to lay in it. So if you're comfortable enough saying something and you get some kind of consequence for saying something, then you're gonna have to fucking deal with it. It's what comes with the territory.
Well, look, I mean, that's why I respect Ye. He lost $1 billion, I think, in a day, right? After he's said some things.
He just wasn't a billionaire anymore. I don't know if he lost $1 billion, but regardless, he put it all on the line.
Put it all on the line.
I mean, the Candace Owens interview with Ye speaks a little bit more to that, right? He talks about Prodigy from Mobb Deep.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, listen, personally, I thought he died of sickle cell, the complications, because he had sickle cell anemia, right? But even if you Google it, he died from choking on an egg. And the crazy thing is he died from choking on an egg like 2 days after going on Piers Morgan and saying 9/11 was an inside job and talking about the Illuminati. So listen, crazy time to choke on an egg. I'm just fucking saying, you know what I mean? Like, listen, if you wanted to leave a rabbit hole, that was the time to choke on an egg, my G.
Was it an egg or was it an eye? I'm just throwing that out there. Oh
Did
no!
it get,
Oh no!
did
Fresh.
did they get Clintoned? That's the question of the day.
You just threw up the hands of the Illuminati. Deezy, I ain't being sacrificed. It's got to be you, Deezy. I'm sorry. That's what's.
Yeah, right, dude. Like, I'll fight magic with magic. They don't want to fuck around and find out.
Oh shit! You got that magic connection? Is that what you're saying?
Bro.
You got that Harry Potter magic?
I'll summon something for him. I got these hands.
Well, okay, but I do want to talk about the Candace Owens thing. Well, there are definitely conspiracies surrounding Kanye too. I think Deezy, you were saying that there's a number of conspiracies and questions around various things related to Kanye, which Candace does talk about. They kind of touch on it. I don't know if that's something you want to delve into. Do you? Because, excuse me. Something that I think you brought up was maybe all of the stuff that's happening around Kanye is by design. That it's not just about Kanye being an artist and getting high and stuff. It's about control.
Listen, as Kanye West said in that interview, you can't un-Google this, right? So if you want to go there, we can
Let's go there.
But you can't
So,
un-Google this.
So I think the thing that really kicked into high gear was so there's a number of events, and I don't know what's in good taste or not, but there was the death of his mother, which was which he himself said. Now I don't know if he was in the right state of mind or whatever, but he himself said that there may have been something sacrificial to what happened there. There is a video of him saying that. I think Deezy's going to bring it up. So this is not us speculating. This is Kanye speculating himself.
All right, here we go. We'll give them their credit.
There's volume.
Yeah, we need sound.
Oh yeah.
That's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? That I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm appreciative.
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy. Right now in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control trauma. They could control Shaq. They could control Charles Barkley. They could control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you.
Send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody.
Ooh.
All right, listen.
Dang.
Hot take. In 2024, Kanye West isn't crazy. Kanye West is just a fucking degen. He doesn't sound like the rest of these fucking degens in spaces and shit, bro. Like, like the head degen where he's like really knows all the conspiracies and like, you know what I mean?
To be honest, he sounds a little bit like Andrew Tate.
I mean, you know what I mean? This person's in the Matrix. This person's in the Matrix. This person's in the... It's the same shit. It's the same. Now, the problem is Kanye West, in everything Kanye West does, as per usual, ahead of his time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if he just started saying the things he's saying on Twitter in 2024, Kanye West wouldn't have never been called bipolar, right?
Right. He's only being called out.
That shit.
It's only whatever because it's Kanye. There's plenty of people saying the same shit. So,
well, I still don't think it would be as bad if he just started saying it now. Right? I think that at the time there was more total control. And now there's platforms where it's like he's not going to get canceled. He's not going to whatever. This is how he doesn't have a complete L in this situation. And he's a billionaire again. Right?
Right.
Because there's still places that are like, no, Kanye West is a genius and we're going to work with him regardless. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But in 2024, there's more of that. And I think he would have been less canceled if he wasn't the first one to say it 4 years too early. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a lot of it. He's always been about 5 years, 4 or 5, maybe 8. I feel like the whole MAGA thing now, he's way ahead. Now the majority of America, I think, is cool with MAGA, Make America Great Again. I mean, at least according to the polls. I don't know what's going on with that shit, and I don't really want to get into that right now. But
According to the polls, it's pretty much
He's
tied between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. But I don't know.
no. He's losing the swing states. But anyways, we're not getting into that. It's anyways. But yes, Kanye West has been ahead of his time forever and a day. He's at least 5 years ahead.
maybe we'll find out that nitrous is good for you.
No,
No.
This is the
He's just
problem.
he's just ahead of the curve, guys.
No, this is the problem. The dentist is taking this man from society.
Hmm.
You know, let's say, why don't we just take this one into consideration? This guy always says that he's a vessel for God. Do I need to continue? Like, how would you take it out? How would you take out the vessel for God? You know what I mean? You destroy the thing that makes them this special thing that brings this, you know?
Kill the light inside.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Again, I'm not religious, so couldn't tell you. However, it does seem like murder of the mind to me.
Yeah, of course. Well, Deezy, I mean, do you feel that this is not just a circumstantial thing, that there is a conspiracy to destroy the light that is Kanye West?
I don't know how deep into that rabbit hole you really want me to get, but
Let's go. What do you think? Lay it out there.
I mean, there's definitely an organized group of people who don't like people talking out about their agenda and will do whatever means necessary to keep those people under wraps.
No, I'm kidding. Well, this is what he clarifies.
Was that vague enough? I think that was.
Again, it's not our opinion we're discussing, right? Like, he clarifies, though, in the Candace Owens interview, he's not talking about all Jewish people as a whole.
Right.
He says, like, he's talking about a small select group of business owners and executives in Hollywood specifically, right?
And to be fair, he talks about how on some level he does admire them, that he feels that part of his I guess part of his, how do I say
Well,
this?
he also believes the Black Israelite thing, right?
Right.
So then he believes that Black people were the original Jews,
Yes.
and that this whole Roe v. Wade and all this stuff is to push the mass genocide and abortion of Black children, because they are the true quote unquote Jews, Moses's Jews, right?
I mean, I'm not familiar enough with the Black Israelite thing, but if that's the case, then it seems like that's what he's implying.
Listen, that his theory makes sense, right? I'm also not familiar, but what he says at least makes sense on a basic level. He's like, this is where the religion comes from, is over there,
right.
So it would make sense that the people were African when the religion's being made in and around Africa.
Ethiopia,
I don't know.
right, is the original origin of all this kind of stuff. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. I don't know for sure, but
I don't know.
we need to get if you okay, hold on. If you are a Black Israelite, come on the show. Tell us about it.
I'd love to learn about that stuff, because again, like, I want to know everybody's story. The point of being able to know the truth is to hear everybody's story, and then you can make a really educated guess of what the truth is, right?
I agree. That's why free speech is so important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, whether or not it's true, he should be able to say that he believes these things. I don't think it's a problem that he believes these things. I also, well, he states that there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are of Jewish background or have dual Israeli citizenship or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Bill Maher that says you don't need to have like this global conspiracy when you have converging interests, right? So
Right.
it's not that there's this big conspiracy for Jews to run the world and take everybody down, and it's just that interests align. So I'm not
And
doing it really for you. Like, I'm doing it because it makes sense for me and you, like, as a whole, right? Like, this is the same thing that I want. So sure.
But there is something, and again, I think he says it as a sign of respect, which is that the Jewish community stands by each other, that they help each other, they support each other. And if you see someone as a fellow Jew, there's a certain, I mean, there's a cultural understanding, but there's also a certain element of we're in this together. A lot of that comes from post World War II, after what happened in Germany, that there's this unity that they have. And he's
Well, they've had
spoken
a
about
unity
how
forever because
true, yeah,
regardless of the reasoning why, and you can, again, you can come to your own conclusion, but they've often been kicked out of places where they consider home, right?
right.
So you can understand having a camaraderie within the uh, diaspora of your religion uh, when you are oft persecuted and, like, kicked out from where you're staying and living and considering home.
Yeah, I mean, any culture that is, and I don't know if we should delve into sort of that side of things, but I can say, just as someone who's Indian, I see myself as an individual. That's my philosophy. You know, the Indian side of me, to me, is not I don't believe that your skin color or that type of thing matters as much as your values and how you conduct yourself, your behavior and your values. To
Sure.
me, that's number one. And but there is something to be said for when I meet someone else who's Indian, we have a common understanding of our cultural experience, especially if they're a second gen Indian person that grew up in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So there is that common understanding, and there's something to be said for. I've never benefited from that in any particular way. To be fair, I've never been like given preferential treatment for anything because I'm Indian, and I can't honestly say I've ever been discriminated against either, at least as far as I know. So, but I mean, hey, if you got in group preference and it's benefiting you, are you gonna, that's a are you gonna tell a gift horse no? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna stare it in the mouth? No, I'll take that shit. Yeah,
This is the point, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's like the gift horses each other at all points, right? Because it's a community,
Hmm.
right? And I think that it is kind of admirable to see, like, a whole community of people, a whole diaspora of people that take care of each other and, for the most part, help each other out, right? So I can see why he envies that or sees that as a good thing.
Well, the issue comes when a group decides to seek control, and that's any group,
But are they seeking? This is the point. Are they seeking control, or is it just converging interests?
right? And culture, that the
Right,
culture itself that they abide by lends itself to
right.
being to success, or lends itself to, because Candace brings up like Chinese people, Asians.
Well, this is the thing, right? Is how is it racist to talk about them? Like, it's the same. If it's true, which, again, we can look at. I don't want to, but it is true. Not saying there is a conspiracy, just saying who the owners are.
Objectively,
Objectively, right? Um,
right.
so and I agree. If you were to talk about nail shops, you would say they are primarily Vietnamese owned.
Mm-mm.
It's a Vietnamese dominated area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that's racist if it's true. You're
I mean,
not
look,
necessarily saying it's bad, and then on the other side of that, where it's like, okay, it is true. If these people, regardless of race, all take offense to what you are saying, and then even though they have not talked to each other, they do not like you, and they make it harder for you to move in this industry, that is it fair to say that they are making it hard for you? They are blackballing you? I don't understand. Why does the race matter? You can say the race because it's true, but regardless, the thing is objectively true as well.
Look, Indians are known for motels, hotels and motels, hotel, motel, patel. That's one of the things Indians are known for. So on some level, I can understand if you went to 10 different motels owned by Indians and you were mistreated or treated poorly, that you might want to say something about it and say that this is unfair. I do understand, on the other hand, making a blanket statement saying that one particular type of group hates whatever or is trying to control whatever, that's where it gets a little dicey for me. Like, I
That's not what
understand on
he's
some
saying.
level, but I agree with you. I don't feel like that's what he's saying. I don't think he phrased it that way in terms of how he may have communicated publicly. And I do think that certain groups were looking for a fight, where they were taking, instead of going, "Hey, what do you really mean here, man?" They were taking what he said and immediately, trying to destroy his life. And then when somebody is trying to destroy your life, you may not even agree. You may not even agree that that was what you're trying to say. But how many times have someone offended you and you just like, well, you know what? Fuck you. Okay, yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was what I was saying. Like, it's not necessarily that you actually believe that, but if someone's coming after you, you get defensive, and you may double down just because you're that kind of person. That you're just going to double down because you don't put up with shit, or you're gonna, and it doesn't mean it's right, it doesn't mean it's correct, but it's one of those things where I can understand that on some level. So I'm not sure sort of how we got in this direction, but I I do think that I feel like maybe he's been treated unfairly a little bit in that regard, and part of that is also his own doing. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Well, I think he did it by design, right? And so kudos to you for getting out of the contract or whatever, because I think that he did say it a little more inflammatory than he needed to say it. I think he was a little too, I don't know, rude, offensive, however you want to say it. But he didn't lie.
Right.
And I think that this is the main problem here, is that truth needs to matter. So how I say something can offend you, and that's fine. And we never speak again, or you walk out of this conversation and we don't talk anymore. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me I can't say something. And I think that maybe this is where things like mental illness and nitrous oxide play a role, where you don't just understand that it's converging interest and there's no Jewish conspiracy to take out Kanye West, right? Again, it's just converging interests. If you don't like Jews, I'm a Jew, you can't work with me no more. I'm good. You know what I mean? Because of his mental illness, it turns into, or drugs, it turns into, hey, there's a conspiracy to get Kanye West and take him out and kill his mother. And you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Because again, there can still be these objective truths and it not be, I don't know, racist or anti-Semitic or whatever.
I
However,
guess what you're
saying
saying,
that there's a Jewish conspiracy to
right.
get Kanye West is where it turns from saying an objective truth to you're not really understanding this and you're being racist.
You're extrapolating something that cannot be proven here or there.
Yeah,
That there's an
exactly.
organized
Regardless if
conspiracy.
it's true, I'm not saying that they don't have a meeting and they don't want to take out Kanye West. I don't know. How the fuck would I know? I'm not invited. You know what I mean? But regardless, because you can't prove it, the only way you can look at it and stay sane is that, again, there's converging interests. You said things that are offensive to Jewish people. So, of course, Jewish people don't want to work with you. And you
Right.
said that knowing that you work in a predominantly Jewish dominated industry.
Right.
Again, this is not a bad thing. It's just a truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
People who own the business, the media companies happen to have Jewish background.
I prefer to believe that Satan wants to destroy Kanye. That's what I prefer to believe. It's more fun.
Bro.
It's more exciting. You know what I'm saying, Deezy? I think it's more fun. And the more fun conspiracies are the way that the world should operate because they're entertaining. I want to change to something a little bit more positive. I want to talk about, we kind of touched on it before. I know you're talking about Through the Wire, Deezy, that being one of your favorite Kanye tracks. What are you guys' faves? Let's get some love in here because I want to show a little love to Ye. You know what? Yeah, honestly, let's toast Ye a little bit. Honestly, I want to toast him up. Yeah, no, I don't know what you're going through, Ye. I don't know what's true and what's not. I don't know what's happening, but we love you. We respect you. You are the greatest free speech warrior probably ever, and I'm gonna drink to that. And you produce many brilliant tracks. So what are our top ones?
My favorite Kanye West song is Power. That is my theme song. That, like, if there was a song that played every single time that I walked into a room, it's Power by Kanye West. So that's my number one favorite. We can talk other ones once you guys give your favorite.
Power is really good.
Is that your number one too, or do you have something else you think, Deezy?
No, I think Through the Wire probably is one of my favorites, but Heartless is like he could play so many different things. I know you like The Good Life. That song's really good, or Good Life.
I would say Good Life is, you're right in that sense, Deezy, that it depends on my mood. So if I'm in a, like, I need to get up and get going and get to it kind of mood, or I'm at a party. If I'm at a party and I got to put on something from Ye, it would be Good Life. I think that the line, close your eyes. I can't say it exactly because I'm not skilled like that, but just the idea of closing your eyes and imagining, what would happen and then it actually happening. That's a really powerful line in that song, and I'm hoping that everything that I'm closing my eyes and imagining will start to come together, especially with the show and all that. So I would say Good Life. If I'm in a fuck you mood, God, what's that song on Yeezus? I think it's the third song. I'm not good with names. I Am a God. I Am a God. That song, when I'm angry, or like somebody's like, I'm really stressed out, or like I feel like I got some shit. Like if I'm in the gym and I gotta like get a workout in and go hard, I'll put that shit on and it'll get me going.
He's just made so much music. Like
It's
how
and
many
such different music.
Bro,
let's see.
Gold Digger, All Falls Down, Monster. Like there's just so many. The whole 808s and Heartbreaks as a whole from front to back masterpiece.
Yeah. RoboCop,
Chef's Kiss. Like it's again, and then where do you see Kanye's production? Like there's so many different conversations around Kanye, especially with music, right?
right?
How many of your favorite songs did Kanye West produce, and you don't even know?
Well, let me ask you guys this, because one of the things I love about Kanye
It says
is that,
600 songs.
and most of them are great. Like, I mean, most of them, if somebody else, it would be a hit for somebody else, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Especially like Pablo and before that. I mean, the thing I respect about Kanye a lot, he's an era type of artist. So like the way Bowie kind of had eras, or my favorite artists are all like that. Radiohead. I'm kind of dating myself, I guess, but I feel like the great artists, they constantly reinvent themselves, and it's not just about the music. There's a whole concept and an idea and a presentation that's put out there, and he did that every time, not just in terms of like there's the sound that he had, but it was also the look, the fashion, when he did live shows, he had a certain type of live show, and there was a reason behind why these things looked the way they looked and how they played into the concepts of whatever record he was putting out and all that kind of stuff. And uh, that's what I love most about him as an artist. And I feel like when it comes to hip hop, I don't know if there's is there anybody really else in hip hop who's really done that? I don't think so. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
He's in a whole category of his own as far as like conceptualization to realization. And I think that he explains it kind of well. In that Candace interview, he goes, the idea is your right leg and the idea is your right leg and actualizing is your left leg. And in uh, a thought police environment, how are you supposed to walk? Right. So
Yeah.
it's kind of true, right? This could be why he can't make his music and stuff anymore. That might be a good reason for it. Is like he feels like he's policed now, right?
Yeah.
Everything is monitored, and you're not allowed to say what you want to say. Kanye would say whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah. I feel like he's an artist first and foremost.
Yeah.
He has, even though he has Yeezy and he has the clothing, the brand, and he has whatever it is, I always feel like with him, what really matters to him is the art of it all, and making sure that the art stays intact, that there's an honesty and authenticity, which is another reason why this whole thing from before concerns me, is that authenticity being sacrificed for whatever. Just he doesn't have his eye on the ball in the same way. I don't know. What do you think, Deezy? Is that sort of how you feel about him, or what is it about him that I guess makes him goated? Is what I should say.
Yay in general. I mean, he's contributed so much to just hip hop in general as a genre, like, and he's done so much for cultural things, and he's just an icon in general, dude. Like he might be looking back on it now, like, man, what if the nitrous was the thing causing him to be all fucking weird and crazy? Like the whole time, bro, the nitrous was what's making him off the rocker.
But that's a new development, right? This is not something that he's been doing for a long time. Like it could have been the fall off, but it definitely wasn't the backpack Kanye through the wire Kanye.
No. But just like how recently, for the last couple of years now, what, like 5 years? How long?
Well, I mean, his car wreck that led to Through the Wire may have introduced him to Nitrous. Again, this is all speculation. I'm just saying. Like,
but I mean, going under when you have your mouth wired shut and you can't, it's not the same thing, right?
I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. And again, not to bring it back to the previous conversation, but I'm just saying. I guess, Deezy, what I'm wondering is what inspires you the most about him. What's the one thing about Kanye that inspires you the most?
I mean, he's definitely a lyrical genius, and me making music, and I love writing. He definitely has a way of painting pictures that not many have been able to do or have done before him, and that's why he's been so good at what he's done. Because he does it in a very unique way. He does it way differently, and you don't find that an artist.
What do you mean by lyrically? Because a lot of people wouldn't say that, but I'm really curious what you mean by sort of how he paints things lyrically.
He can make up his own words and make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if he's trying to paint a picture. It doesn't have to be like advanced words, but he says things in a way that are original, right? And the delivery of Kanye West is like, it's kind of hard to beat. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I feel like the swag in his delivery is Has always been there, right? I mean, from day one.
I would argue that Kanye West is like a pop artist, right? And gets like it's this is the same conversation that you would have around Drake.
Okay.
He gets a lot of things written for him in reference tracks and stuff like that, right? So I would say Kanye's greatest contribution to music is his production. I think, and yeah, like his delivery and like whatever. But again, I think from the beginning, like college graduate and whatever, you know what I mean? Those were Kanye, but then he became a pop artist, and then had people like from Red One to Drake to, you know what I mean, write for him. And so, yeah, I would think that his production and engineering is what puts him on a level, and that's from the beginning. He's always been a beast as far as production.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree. I just when I listen to a Kanye song, like just even the way that he speaks, especially the ones that you love, like the way that he speaks, regardless of whether or not somebody might have written it for him, he's able to deliver the message like in a way that I don't hear often. Like even if I turn on the radio today, you don't hear people that just like have his flow and the way that he goes about delivering the message and how he raises and lowers.
I
But
agree with you, man.
I don't know.
Is that what you
Yeah,
mean? Like the attitude?
yeah, he's definitely got that I'm untouchable attitude in all of his music.
Actually, my favorite track, with you saying that, my favorite track has to be, how shall I say this? Young African American Gentleman in Paris would have to be my favorite Kanye track, because I feel like that track to me is everything that feels like Kanye, all wrapped into one track. I would say it has his prankster side, because he's funny. Kanye's funny. Even in the Candace interview, he says wild shit halfway through the interview to Candace. Who did he say he thought needed to get pussy? I forgot who it was, but he'll say, like, he says wild shit just off the top, but then he'll have a really intellectual kind of thing going on. Then he has his, like, the power stuff. And I feel like that song has it all. It has this fun prankster side, but then it also has this sort of serious, like, I'm gonna get, I'm dominant. I'm the fucking baddest motherfucker side. He's got this opera shit going on at the end. He's got, what I'm saying? He's got this funny, like, even now I think about that beat and that the dun 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 dun, that whole thing. And I'm like, who else is doing that? I mean, who else has that kind of, but it makes total sense to me. It's to me, I feel like if there's any unique document that would say, okay, I pointed this and this is Kanye, I would say it's that song, in my opinion. But
I would say it's Through the Wire. I think
you think
that,
so?
yes, I think that Through the Wire is his first introduction. It is his truest self. And it shows that even with his jaw wired shut, he can make a fucking masterpiece. Right. And
Yeah.
I don't think that any of his masterpieces touch that, because I
Right.
think that that's that raw, like, that energy
Yeah.
from being down and not really having much but hopes and prayers.
Well, shit. I would agree with you, man. All right, Fresh. I think you there something that we want to do on the Goat Show is we want to have a little friendly competition. We're talking about Kanye, he's the goat. Every goat's got a little competition that they gotta have a little competitive gamesmanship. And so, Fresh, I believe you have a few things that you would want me and Deezy. Let's say Deezy, I love you, brother, but looks like we're gonna have to face off here. So, can you explain, Fresh, what we're doing and the rules of this game that we're going to be playing?
So you guys got your whiteboards, you got your paper, whatever the fuck you use. So the
No,
point is,
hold on.
I'm gonna ask some questions about the musics
Okay.
and you motherfuckers got to answer the questions about the musics.
Okay.
And
Since we're talking about music today,
yeah,
that's why. Okay.
and I mean, these people, the answers of these questions may or may not have something to do with Kanye West, not in the sense that you need to know anything about Kanye to know these answers, but he may have sampled these people. He may have been seen with these people. There may be controversy. Who knows?
Okay. Wait, so is it competitive? Is this game competitive, Fresh, or is it just
Yes. So there's 5 questions.
okay.
You have the chance to get 5 points. The person who gets
Wait,
the most
what happens
points,
what do we get if we win?
a point on the scoreboard. Maybe we'll make a prize for like the first person who gets 5 points or something. We'll figure out what that is. But for today, you get a tick on the tally, brother, and a gold star.
Pat on the back, big boy.
Right.
How about this? How about this? Whoever wins, the loser must say why the other person is goated publicly. They must declare them a goat and say why they're goated.
No, you just gotta declare them a goat, and you gotta say "sir" before their name.
All right, is that do you agree to those terms, Deezy?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
All
All right,
right.
shoot, Fresh. 5 questions, and we got to answer each one, right?
In which year did Coolio
Oh fuck.
make "Gangsta's Paradise"?
Damn it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your fucking pencils down. Give me a year. Okay, so Ravine, what's your year? 96? And what's your year, DZ?
1998.
Ooh, so both of you are wrong. It's 95.
Ah, I was so thinking that's my birth year. God damn it.
But
Dang it.
I am going to give the point to Ravine for the closest answer. Yeah, because we need points in this bitch. We need
All right,
somebody
Price
to
is right.
win.
Hey, I'll take it.
Price is right type
Yeah.
bullshit.
So when it comes to years, it's the closest.
All right. I'll
Okay.
take it.
So this should be a gimme. And if it's not, like, you guys both should get points on this. But anyways, which hip hop star released his album 444 exclusive to the Tidal streaming service?
Oh yeah.
You guys have your answers? You ready?
I have mine. Do you have yours?
Okay, so this time, DZ, you're first.
The Hove.
Yep. And
Jay Zizzle.
what's your answer? Jay-Z. Okay, so you guys both got a point.
All right. Hell yeah.
What is Elton John's real name?
Oh
Fuck,
shit.
I don't no clue.
I knew this was
I know this.
Do
I know.
you?
I know. I think so.
Bro, if you even get one of the names,
I think I have one of the names. I don't know if I have the whole name.
I have no clue.
All right, I got one of the names. Can I get a half point if I have one of the names?
nah, like listen, especially if DZ doesn't say anything, you're gonna get a full point if you get one of the names. Like,
Okay. Here, you want me to go?
yeah, let me
Ready?
see it. Yep, you're right.
What's his full
Reginald.
name? What's his full name?
Reginald Kenneth Dwight.
Wow.
Reginald Dwight. Wow.
I knew Reggie. I just didn't know.
Reggie.
Not enough people named Reggie anymore. What happened to all the Reggies?
Bring it back.
It was the weed thing because Reggie's regular and ain't nobody trying to be regular. What was the first hip hop album to win Album of the Year at the Grammys? And it was in 1998.
Hip hop album.
Yeah. If you even just get the artist whose album it was, I'll give you a point. Even if you both just get the artist.
Give me a second. 1998.
Hmm.
I remember 1998. I was in high school in 1998. So who was?
I was 3 years old. So
Yeah, but your mom would have definitely listened to this person, Deezy.
Dang. Okay, this might be a. All right, Deezy. You want to go first, Deezy?
Yeah, Deezy. Pick somebody.
the album was released in 98. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to answer the question. So, oh fuck, I don't even
It's a
know.
hip
So
hop
you're saying-
album, and it was
Run?
released in '98, and it was the first album to win a Grammy. That was a hip hop album.
Actually, I think I'm going to change my answer, but I don't know the name.
And the other clue is Deezy's mother likely listened to these people or this person. Sorry,
Deezy's mom's West Coast, I believe.
it doesn't matter where she's from.
Okay, I'm going to say I don't think this is correct, but I'm just going to say it.
Okay, who do you think it is, and what do you think it is? What does that say?
Millennium, Will Smith.
No.
Hey, listen,
guys,
the first
this
hip hop
guy's
album is not. It has to be something
in '98, anyways, bro. This year
It has to be palatable to the masses.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. And what do you think, Deezy, knowing that this guy's retarded?
Fuck, I don't even know, to be honest. I put Run, but I don't think that was it because 1998.
I have a second
Yeah.
guess. If Deezy,
You said West Coast.
I said it
Deezy
doesn't matter.
if he forfeits his answer, then I get a second shot.
Listen, if he
Pop?
wants to take another chance too, then I'll give you both another shot at this.
Do you forfeit
No,
your answer?
no.
So Deezy.
He already said he wrote down Run. So
Okay,
now
so
you
I got
get
another
another
shot.
Yeah, go ahead. Fine. What do you think it is?
All right, I don't know the album name,
No.
but I can tell you the artist.
Who?
A young gentleman by the name of
Nope.
Puff Daddy.
Nope.
No. Shit. Hey, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
Biggie.
No. And you should have known it wasn't Biggie because when he said gentleman, I already said no before he finished and gave me a name. So you should have known that it was a woman. And then that should narrow it way down. It's Lauryn
Well, just
Hill.
because you said Lauryn Hill. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And
I should have known that.
we were both thinking of men.
Yeah.
The miseducation.
But now let me ask you something, Deezy, before I go to the next question. Was I right that your mom listened to Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
See, I knew it.
Yeah.
That should have been a great, that should have been the clue, bro. I don't know. If you would have said that, that's what I would have said. But the final question, what was the name of the founding father of rock and roll who died in 2020?
All right. I'm going to check. Yeah, I think I know who. Founding father of rock and roll.
Uh-huh.
Who died? I think I know who it is.
I have no fucking clue, bro.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Died. I'm like, who fucking died in 2020? So many people. It was COVID year. It's like nonstop.
Okay, ZiLLY, what's your answer?
I'm going to go with Lil Richard.
You
right?
got me, ZiLLY.
Well,
ZiLLY won.
Listen, with an astounding 4-1.
No, you gave him the first one. Doesn't count.
What?
3-1. Because we both got it wrong.
It wasn't. To be fair, it wasn't. It was 95, not 96. So I'll take.
Fine. So it's 3-1. It's 3-1.
Interesting to note that Lil Richard is the first Lil.
Is he? Is that true?
I think so.
Deezy, before we get out of here, Can you look up who was the first Lil and see if it was Lil Richard? And in the meantime, in between time,
I will say also that I think more hip hop artists should start with Fats,
Fat.
like Fats Domino. You know, Fats Domino. I think it's a missed opportunity. If you're a new hip hop artist, listen to me. If you're a new hip hop artist, start with Fats and then name yourself.
Yo,
'Cause
I
it's not done yet.
I got a question for anybody who made it to the end of this. Put it in the comments. Who is referred to as the Godfather of Soul?
I'll leave that for the people to answer.
Maybe something will happen if you comment. I don't know.
Something might happen.
I'm not making any promises because we haven't decided, but
I mean, the only other thing that I could find right now is the first hip hop artist to use it is likely Lil Troy in 1988.
Shout out Lil Troy.
If we're talking about rock, yeah, Lil Richard in 1955.
That's fire.
He's the OG Lil.
Well, listen, I think
R.I.P.
that this is it. I think that if you enjoyed yourself, you should like, you should subscribe, you should hit the bell, you should tell a friend, you should tell your auntie, you should tell your mom.
I'd like to say one last thing, just real quick to cap it up.
What do you got to say?
First of all, do all that stuff Fred just said. Share all that shit. Comment creatively in a fun way. That's not annoying. Share with your friends, all that. But I also like to say, listen, out there, anybody who may be going through some shit, maybe, in all seriousness, maybe going through some substance abuse issues or whatever it is, if you are a friend of that person that may be going through that, there's nothing wrong with intervening. And in fact, I think that if you really care about that person, the right thing to do is to intervene as best you can in the right way. You have to judge for yourself what that means. If that means talking to people around them that can do something about it, or if that means you personally having that discussion, you should. So I just want to put that out there because it's serious shit, man. And I've definitely in my own life, I've had people that have passed away from substance abuse issues. So in all seriousness, be a good friend. Damn it, don't fuck around. Be a good friend to your friends.
I support your message, and I'm mad at you because I wanted to tell everybody fuck you, but instead, we love you.